not like started. Your today not as started as last few days. Yeah, you're now like a bit forward facing. Previously more angled, right? Not symmetrical leh. Okay, now why we just sensitive to all this symmetric stuff. Okay, now let's start our lesson. We will continue with binomial expansion. Okay. The last time round when we went left, the last time round we left off at trying to learn the formula and applying the formula itself, right? Okay, so let me just write the formula on the whiteboard. Okay, so this is your binomial expansion formula. Okay, so it will be in your formula list that I mentioned earlier already. Okay, so the last time round when we learned about this formula itself, we have learned how to actually interpret this formula and how to apply it. Okay, so essentially, we start applying the formula when the numbers in the brackets, the n choose r thing, okay, when both the numbers are actually equal to each other. Okay, so then also the last time round when we look at try 7 part A, okay, I told us to actually be very careful about how the question phrases it, whether you want to arrange your x in ascending order, in ascending powers of x or in descending powers of x. Okay, so let's take a look at try 7 part B. Okay, we're trying to find the first 4 terms in descending powers of x. Okay, so the last time round I also cautioned us about how we substitute, okay, our A and B according to the formula, okay, because your brackets will really matter about how you go about doing the substitution. So in this case, okay, A will actually be our x squared and our B will be our 2 over x. In fact, okay, it's not just 2 over x. I want us to be able to observe that A is x squared and our B is negative 2 over x. Okay, why is the negative very important? Because in our formula, it is a A plus B. Okay, so therefore, now let's start to actually put it into our formula. We will have x squared as our A to the power of n is our 8. Okay, then okay, n will actually be 8, choose 1, followed by x squared to the power of 8 minus 1, followed by negative 2 x. Okay, so this is the first one where it gets a little bit complicated. Do be very mindful about all the brackets. Then we continue. We have 8 choose 2, x squared, 8 minus 2, negative 2 over x squared. We want first 4 terms, so this should continue. Okay, up to 8 choose 3 and so on. Okay, then we can leave it as plus dot dot dot. Right? simple. Can you tell me what's going to be the next working? This one, what do I get next? X to the power of 16. Okay. What about the second term? What will I have? Regime Chong. Regime is Chong is this one. Yes. Yes, this whole thing. Maybe tell me choose one first. What is it going to be? Sorry? A choose 1 is 16. Okay, maybe how I break it down first so that there are 8 over here. This one will become 14. Okay. Then this one has no change, so it will be like that. Okay. I think for beginning, okay, at the start, right, let's do it part by part. Okay. But of course, if you can do it fast enough, by all means you can skip more steps, right? But do be aware that when you skip steps, there is always that area for you to actually end up losing marks because of carelessness. Okay. Then after that, A choose 2. What do I have? Okay. Wait here. What is A choose 2? Then after that, next one. X to the power of 12. Followed by negative 2 over x squared. What do I write it as? 4 over x squared. Okay. And then the last one. Let's see Amelia code. Amelia code is here. Sorry. 56. X power of 10. Negative 8 over x to the power of 3. Okay. So upon expansion and finding out the numbers, this will be what you get. Okay, we still need to further simplify it. So upon further simplification, take note this is a plus, this is a minus, so we get a minus over here. Then we will have 16 x power of 13, sorry. Okay, then after that we will have 112 x to the power of 10. And finally negative 448 x to the power of 7. Okay. So far? Okay. Next we look at part C. Okay. Part C gets a little bit tricky. Why? Because our power itself is not a number. It is a variable n. Okay. We recognize that our A is 2x. And our b is plus 1 or 1 itself. Okay, so applying the formula, what we'll get for the first term will be 2x to the power of n plus n choose 1, 2x to the power n minus 1, 1 to the power of 1. And then we continue. Okay. So because of the fact that the power is actually n, right? Okay, Okay, the next question is how could we simplify this, or is it possible for us to simplify, or is it actually okay for our answer to be left like this? Okay, the answer is that we cannot leave our answer this way. Our n choose 1, n choose 2, and n choose 3 and all that, right? You need to actually open it up, okay, because it is given in your formula list, okay, the expansion so-called, okay, the definition of it. Okay, so you cannot actually leave it in this form, although it does look like it is already at the neatest form already. Okay, so what you need to do next, for our bracket 2x to the power of n, okay, you can actually leave it as 2n, 2 to the power n, x power n. For n choose 1, okay, if you use the formula, your r factorial, your r will actually be 1 itself. Okay, so maybe let me just write here. N choose 1 will actually be n factorial over 1 factorial, n minus 1 factorial. Okay, if I want to simplify it, it means n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 and so on, right? 1 factorial, we learned that it's 1. N minus 1 factorial is at the bottom. This whole thing cancels out, we get n. Okay, so I want all of us to be able to realize, okay, that it choose 1, n choose 1, it is always just n. Okay, so don't need to go and waste your time to actually go about doing this. Okay, even if you press your calculator for any number n itself, as long as choosing 1, the number will just be n. Okay, then we have 2 to the power n minus 1, x power n minus 1. For all the values of 1 that is inside this expression here, because it's all multiplication of 1, actually you can stop writing that 1 already. Okay, so no point continuing to write the 1s. Okay, then n choose 2 and n choose 3 are the ones that are slightly trickier. Okay, because you have to use the formula, there's no straightforward knowing of the number itself. So we will get n factorial over 2 factorial, n minus 2 factorial. Okay, so this part here is here. And then we have 2 to the power n minus 2 and x power n minus 2. At this juncture, I want you to really follow through this from that first step to the next step. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay? This is not all. Okay, it's not just about applying that formula. Okay? We have already learned how else we could actually simplify it further. In fact, 2 factorial and 3 factorial, they are numbers that we can calculate in our calculator. Okay? So therefore, still additional steps. Okay, so we will have n times 2, n minus 1, x power n minus 1. The first two terms not an issue, it's really at its simplest form. Okay, all we have to do is this one. Okay, n factorial is your n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 and so on. Right? So what I'm trying to do is cancel out the n minus 2 factorial. And then I'll be left n times n minus 1 over 2 factorial is just 2. Okay, so we have this. Okay. By the same logic, applying to this, we get our fourth term that way. Okay, don't forget to have your plus dot dot dot, yeah? Just have to have the space. Okay. Definitely very tedious, but I hope that you're following. Any questions at this juncture? Okay. Not yet done. Why? Why is it not done yet? Okay. So it's not at its simplest form because at this juncture here, I can still simplify based on our indices laws. Right? Okay, and for this 6 over here, our 6 is 2 times 3. Maybe I'll just write it as 3 times 2. Okay, this one still can simplify. You understand? Okay, so we will have so this is 2 to the power n minus 2. We're dividing by 2, so n minus 2 have to become an n minus 3. Likewise over here, power of n minus 3 divide by 2, or minus 1, so becomes n minus 4. Okay. So at this stage, okay, this will be simplest form already. Okay. I'll leave this on the whiteboard. Okay. Do look through the steps. Yes, actually. Yeah. Her question is, can she skip this step, okay, and directly go from here to here, okay, when trying to open up n choose 1, n choose 2, n choose 3, okay? My answer is yes, okay, because as you practice, I'm sure you're going to get more used to it. You'll realize very quickly that n choose 2, if you want to simplify it, it can immediately come to here. So it is perfectly fine if you want to skip this step. Okay, why is it that I'm writing this step? Because we're just starting it out. Okay, I want you to know how is it that I even proceeded from here to here. Okay, but as time goes by, you may find that this is tedious, okay, and then you may want to skip that step. Fine as well. Okay, then sorry, the girl beside Regine is called in between Regine and Chloe. Liwi, okay. So Liwi asked, okay, why is it from here, okay, becomes this one? So a reminder about your indices laws, right? Okay, this is a fraction times 2 to the power n minus 2. So if I extract it out, we are looking at 2 to the power n minus 2 divided by 2. Okay, so that's why I'm saying it. Remember in our indices law, divide means minus 1, okay, in your power. So that's why I will have 2 to the power n minus 3. Okay, so the same thing applies over here. Okay, any questions? Okay, divide means minus, right? Remember, cancel away one of the 2's. Okay. Anything else? Yes. Why is it what? Why is it divided by 2? This one here. Okay. How did these 2 come about? Because 2 factorial is 2 times 1. Then. why do I group it together? Okay, maybe my question to you then is, what do you understand? Let me just erase this part here. What do you understand about, let's say, 3 over 2 times 5? Okay, maybe not times 5, 3 over 2 times 6. Okay, 3 over 2 times 6 is the same as 3 over 2 times 6 over 1, right? Which is also the same as 3 times 6 over 2 times 1, right? Okay, which then also is 3 over 1 times 6 over 2, right? I just shift things around. That's the magic about your multiplication and division, right? So that's why I group it together. They're all multiplication and division. Do you follow the link? Sorry, or did I not get your question right? You got it already? But your friend beside you doesn't seem to get it. Why are you still confused? Anybody else have questions? Yeah? Okay, shall we move on to another question? Okay. Okay, let's take a look at exercise 6.2, question 2C. That's in your textbook, page 151. Okay. In this question, we want first 4 terms and in ascending powers of x. Okay, and we're trying to expand this one here. Okay, I give you about 5 minutes. Try this out. Similar complication to what we were just doing. Okay, give this a try. A reminder about all the brackets that we need to have, and then after a test of your indices laws as well. Okay, give you 5 minutes to work that out. Alright? Okay, let's go. We begin with 5 minutes first, okay? If you're still unclear about anything, let me know. I'll come over to you, okay? 5 minutes to warm it up. The answers on the whiteboard. I didn't do the full solution. Okay. The final answer should be as such. Right? Oh my god. descending, meh? How do you check ascending, descending? Okay. Right, shall we come back to check this answer? Okay, so a question raised is, question asked for ascending powers of x, okay, that threw me off for a moment, okay. This is ascending powers of x, right? Okay, some of you say yes, some of you say no, right? How do we know is it ascending powers of x? What is this supposed to be? This is 1 over 256 x power negative 8, right? Then this is x power negative 5 if I put it on the numerator. This is x power negative 2 in the numerator. This is x power 1 in the numerator. So negative 8, negative 5, negative 2 to 1 is in ascending powers of x. Right? Okay. So I was trying to emphasize the other time also, most of the time, yes lah, okay, the question is phrased such that you don't have to worry about having to do the flip. Okay, but I think that it's a good point raised by Joshua also, okay, that why really have to do the flip, okay. So Joshua, right? Okay, yeah. So yes, good point raised, okay, good learning point. Right? Any questions? Okay. So some of you, when it comes to simplifying and expanding this part, okay, maybe you have more steps than me, okay, you have your intermediate steps, whereby you really go into carefully breaking down every single part. That's perfectly fine at this point because we're all still very, we're still trying to learn the formula itself, okay. However, okay, as you get more used to it, okay, you realize that you can just use your calculator, which I see some of you do have your calculator in your hands, to calculate 8 choose 1, okay, to be 8. Then you know that you have to divide by 2 to the power 7. Then you need to times negative 2. Okay, so if you have that eye for it, okay, to know what are the things that you need to actually multiply together, you will realize that the answer is 1 over 8. Okay, so 8 choose 1 times 2 to the power negative 7, because they are in the denominator, times negative 2, you get this part. Okay, likewise for this also, 8 choose 2 times 2 to the power negative 6, or you want to times 1 over 2 to the power 6 also can. Okay, then times negative 2 squared. Alright? Okay. I just want you to make sure you check, okay, that your answers eventually arrives at this stage. Okay? Any questions? Yes, Matthew. When to flip, huh? Okay? When you realize that your answer is not correct. I'm sorry. Okay? I know Joshua rolled his eyes at me. Okay, I cannot give a full room answer. Reason is because, right, it really depends on what your terms are over here. Okay? Because you see down here got fraction, down here got no fraction. Okay? When they multiply with each other, they may be different. Okay? I can go and figure out a general rule for you lah. Okay? But you need to give me time to go back office and figure it out. Okay? But what am I causing you to do? Okay, I'm causing you to go and memorize a certain way to observe and all that, okay? I don't see the point in doing that. Okay, so that's why, okay, you maybe try 1, 2 terms, okay, or maybe you try 3 terms, then you see that actually eventually, this one is going to be more than this, okay, then maybe you notice whether is it actually going to meet the expectation of the questions, okay? But I would then say most of the time, it really won't treat you in that manner, okay? The only time the question will treat you in that manner is maybe my own class test. Okay? Yes.
Binomial.
Okay, some of you are not that strong, maybe following my steps yet. Apologies. Let me just write down the steps, okay? If you are already clear with this, okay, may I suggest that you go and work on try 8, okay? You go and figure out try 8, okay, if you're good with this already. But give me some time to write it down. Sorry, can we come back to this? Okay. Now, what I've done over here, okay, is I break this down for you, this entire step, okay, into the arrangement on top. Okay. So I want you to follow with me. 1 over 2x, we need to first recognize that it is the same thing as half times 1 over x. Okay, that's something that we need to all realize. Okay, which explains why I can actually express this as half to the power of 8 and 1 over x to the power of 8. So I'm getting this part. Okay, so every term that has two parts to it, meaning to say the coefficient part, the numerical part, and then the algebraic part, the variable part, I can break it out. Okay, so 1 over 2x power 7, I write it as 1 over 2 to the power 7, 1 over x to the power 7. Likewise for this, negative 2 to the power 1 versus x squared to the power 1. So I break it all out open. Okay, so all the red are indicating the coefficient, meaning to say your numbers, and all the green, okay, is your variable, the things involving algebra. Okay, so what I did from this step to this step to press in my calculator is that for all the terms that are in red, okay, the part that I underline in red, I just use my calculator, I press 8 choose 1 times half to the power 7, make sure all the brackets are in place, times negative 2 to the power 1. Okay? Pressing that into a calculator, you will be able to get negative 1 over 8. Okay? Then, for the algebraic part is the one that's challenging because you cannot press into your calculator. That's where you need to know your indices laws. Okay? 1 over x to the power 7 and x squared to the power 1. Okay? Just writing it here like that. It's actually referring to x to the power negative 7 times x squared. Right? Negative 7 times is a plus in this indices form. Negative 7 plus 2, therefore I will get x power negative 5, which is the same as 1 over x to the power of 5. Okay, so for the algebraic portion, that's where you need to actually be able to work it out on your own in your mind. Okay, but of course, if you're not that good, you can write it at the side, okay, to come out with this. Okay, likewise over here, 1 over x to the power 6 and x squared to the power 2. Is the same as x to the power negative 6 and x to the power 4. Okay, therefore we get x to the power negative 2. Okay, because negative 6 plus 4, we get negative 2, which is the same as 1 over x squared. Okay, right? Any questions? Okay. Definitely challenging in the aspect of your indices laws and all that, okay? But as you practice, I'm sure and I'm confident that you get over this challenge. Okay? Can I move on to the next one? Okay, so those that actually begin on try 8. Okay, so let's now take a look at it. Okay, let's take a look at try 8, shall we? Alright, try 8 is fairly different from your previous questions, whereby in the previous questions we were directly applying the formula to know the expansion. Okay, can I get your attention back here? Alright, so in this particular question, they have given this information to you. They want you to find out what is the value of P, Q, and R. Okay, so in order to find the value of P, Q, and R, the only way out is to go and figure out what is expansion using our formula for this part here. Okay, this is only the simplified form. Okay, so I cannot use the simplified form to do anything. I need to actually explain this out using my formula. Then I do a bit of comparing of coefficients. Okay, comparing of terms. Right? So using my formula for this part, I will get 3 to the power of 5 first, plus 5 choose 1, 3 to the power of 4, px to the power of 1, plus 5 choose 2, 3 to the power of 3, px squared. I only have to find the first 3 terms because the question has only given us 3 terms. No need for us to do more. Okay? So plus dot dot dot. Right? Then we can press into a calculator to simplify this. So 3 to the power of 5, that will give us 243. Right? Okay. Then 5 choose 1 times 3 to the power of 4. That will give us 405 px plus 5 choose 2 in your calculator. Go and press it times 3 to the power of 3. Okay, that will actually give you 270. Not forgetting there's this px bracket square here, so we will have p square x square. Okay. Then now we have already simplified already. Now here is simplest form. I can start to do the comparison. Okay. So I want to find out what is the value of q. Okay. That will have to be the first term here. So q will have to be 243. Alright. Next one for r. Okay. If I want to go and find r, this is rx squared. R is actually the coefficient of x squared. Okay, in this term, we find that we have the x squared term. So R is actually equals to 270 p squared. Okay, but we don't know what is p. That means I need to find p first in order to figure out what is R. Okay, so let's then look at this term over here. This term is the one that ends off with x. Okay, this one is ending off with x. The coefficient of x is negative 135. The negative is always very important. Okay, that should actually be equal and comparable to plus 405. Okay, so negative 135 equals to 405p. Okay, press it into your calculator. Negative 135 divided by 405. We will get negative 1/3. Okay, then now I can proceed to find out what is R. I would get 30. Okay, questions? Okay. I only have 10 minutes left. Okay, let's just end off with one more practice on your own. Okay. Exercise 6.2. Question 9. Sorry, let's not do question 9. Let's do question 3. Let's do part C. Oh, sorry. Wait, wrong question. 5, 6, 7. Part I, first 4 terms, ascending powers. Minus x over 2 to the power 7. This question, don't think I will have the time to go through it today, okay, but I'll go through it tomorrow. Just do it now, okay. If you're still lost or anything, okay, please raise your hand, I'll come to you. Alright?